Kenny Omega calls Hiroshi Tanahashi the next Roman Reigns. Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Carrillo, and recently, Kenny Omega, current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, spoke to New Japan Pro Wrestling about his upcoming match with Hiroshi Tanahashi, being that Tanahashi is the current #1 contender after winning the G1 Climax, and his shot will take place all the way into the new year at Wrestle Kingdom 13, but Kenny Omega had some choice words to say about Hiroshi Tanahashi, and I quote, "The thing is, I know that New Japan at that time, they don't want to have to use me as their main event star. As their #1, of course they don't. Look at the way they pushed Tanahashi. They still call that old effer the Ace. He still appears on TV. He has a movie in Japan. It's embarrassing. When I show a Tanahashi match to my friends, to my father, to my fans, they are effing bored. But when I show some of my matches, they feel something in their hearts. It makes them think about something. Why the fuck do you think they call me the best bout machine? It's not because I'm the greatest athlete in wrestling. Because I can create emotion and I can create a memory. And because Tanahashi can never fucking do that. Really, Tanahashi belongs in the WWE. He can be the next Roman Reigns." Now, obviously, these comments are given directly to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Obviously, they are building up to their match at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. But of course, Kenny Omega still has to defend that title on the road to Wrestle Kingdom, as well as Hiroshi Tanahashi still has to defend his #1 contendership on the road to Wrestle Kingdom. So right now it's kind of tepid, but these comments do heat things up a bit, because what Kenny Omega is basically saying is Tanahashi's matches are boring. They don't make you feel anything. You can't get invested in his matches because he isn't that good. Now, what I understand from this is that maybe, possibly, Kenny Omega is healing it up. He is playing the heel. He is playing possibly a cocky or really confident IWGP World Champion, and I get that. You need that kind of comments. You need those kinds of heated arguments to build up a match, especially if it's going to be the main event of the biggest show of the year. So, on that part, I really don't take these comments seriously. Other than they're building to a match, it makes sense for him to talk about his opponent in that way. He is the champion. He needs to stand his ground and set his flag at the top of this mountain. With that said, let's go into the second part of his comment. Tanahashi belongs in WWE. He can be the next Roman Reigns. Obviously, this comes up over the fact that previous to those comments, like right before, he says that Tanahashi can create emotion. His matches aren't outstanding. His matches aren't anything to talk about, anything to bring up in any conversation. Obviously alluding to the fact that WWE matches are not in line or are not in the same league as New Japan Pro Wrestling matches. Or that's my understanding. And one of two things. Some fans might consider that to be correct. Most fans might consider that to be correct, because most fans who follow New Japan Pro Wrestling are hardcore wrestling fans, and they have really choice opinions on what WWE is doing right now. But what I want to get to is Kenny Omega needs to take a step back and stop throwing darts, stop throwing jabs, stop throwing whatever you want to call it at WWE. Because he is not currently working for WWE right now. He may not work for WWE 1 year from now. That might not be in the near future. But eventually you could pretty much tell that he will be signed by WWE. He is one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star on the outside looking in from WWE's point of view. And if Kenny Omega ever wants to become the biggest name possible, he needs to step into WWE's playground. So it's not smart to take jabs at WWE right now, or before, or after. It's not smart. Now, I'm not saying that might hurt his chances of getting hired by WWE. No, I'm not saying that. WWE might still hire him, no matter what he says about the company right now. What I am trying to, or if I'm in his place, what I'm trying to be cautious is, if I say these things about WWE and I sign with WWE in the future, they might want to tell me, advise me, demand that I take those things back. And it's something that I understand, even from Cody's point of view and from the Young Bucks' point of view. Right now, they are on the outside looking in. They are not a part of the WWE system. They might not be a part of the WWE system anytime soon. But you have to be cautious about how to handle these things, because right now your fan base is pretty much based on the fact that you are anti-establishment. You are anti-WWE. And if you sign with the company and then you come out and say, I've always respected WWE, I've always loved WWE, I love being here, then you're kind of talking out of both ends of your mouth. So all I want to say is be cautious, be careful with what you have to say about these kind of things, because you never know, you might have to take them back in the near future. But anyway, those are my thoughts. That's my thought process in this whole crazy world of professional wrestling. For all I know, Kenny Omega might not even step foot in WWE. And these whole entire comments are just basically leading up to Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th inside the Tokyo Dome. Hey, you never know, but I'd rather be cautious than too outspoken and then regret them in the future. But anyway, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? What are your predictions? Leave them on the comments section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. And tell me, leave me some feedback on the comments. What could I have done better? What did you like about this video? What didn't you like about this video? Leave it on the comments section below. If you follow wrestling news, topic discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff, consider subscribing. That's it for me. Till next time.